Hello everyone! Today I've got a fun new video idea that was inspired by me trying to find the wizard's secret festival locations. Because as it turns out, in many of the festivals, the wizard is standing outside of the map in unreachable areas. Strange and unique dialogue included, so that had me wondering what else is outside the map. And that's exactly what we're going to be exploring today. One of the first things a lot of people think about when exploring outside the map is this stone out here in the water. They ask about it because on the map, if you actually touch it, it makes the sound of a rock dropping. But no one really knows what it does beyond that, if it's just an Easter egg or not. Well, thanks to my mod, I can just walk right out. And even with the mod turned off, I just walk right through the rock. You can't actually do anything with this. There's a way to get out here without this kind of mod, and I played with this before, only to find out there's no actual use for this rock. However, if you do find yourself out here at any point, bring your fishing rod, because you'll always catch very high quality fish further away from the dock. And there are also a few other specific events I want to look at, other festivals in particular, where I suspect there's some stuff hiding just outside of reach. The flower dance is the first one I need to investigate, because while it's all just a lot of good old-fashioned fun, I discovered previously that the wizard is standing just outside of frame watching everything occur. You shouldn't be up here, he tells me. Luckily, I'm the wizard now and I can do whatever I want. This is what piqued my interest before, what appears to be a path moving northwards away from the festival. And I really couldn't help but wonder if it goes anywhere. So let's find out together. Walk mode is off, that way I'm just a normal walking human being again. And nothing happens. Oh, it actually tries to make me leave, so this does potentially lead somewhere. I did not honestly expect that. I'm not sure if I'm just walking out of frame, out of the map or not. We're not actually going to take that right away because I want to explore a little bit more of the area. Given how far I was walking there, I was probably up here. So that was at least at one point a path leading somewhere. At least that would be my understanding of that. I suspect it's probably the same thing as walking to the edge of the map over here. This wouldn't actually lead you anywhere, but it would be out of frame of the map, so it would take you back home again. But for the sake of being thorough, especially in an area like this that we don't get to see very often, let's take a look at the entire perimeter. Whoops, we don't want to leave. Don't go too far that way. Head down to the water. There is also actually just a barricade to the left that might have actually led somewhere in an older version of the game that just never got implemented. I know there are a few of those in the game. There's also obviously trees on the south side of the water, but obviously there was never any intention for us to get over there. And again, if we walk all the way to the left past this barricade, well, it just tries to make us leave the festival. But for curiosity's sake, let's just walk due north from this point, leave the festival, and see exactly where this is going to take us. Well, that's about what I figured, straight back to our house where it's now nighttime. So, let's skip it to tomorrow and see if we can find anything in the secret woods, which I suspect is where that would have connected to at one point. My theory on the secret woods is there's not really going to be anything hiding outside of the map. It's all pretty straightforward. The map doesn't have any irregularities along the edges of it. It's just the same leafy border it always is. There are a few cool mods that let us expand and make areas outside of it, but as far as the vanilla game is concerned, I don't think there's actually anything outside of it. The path from the flower dance would have connected somewhere to its southern edge, but I'm just not seeing anything that would indicate anything strange at all. I didn't think the secret woods would have anything, but I just wanted to be sure. The other thing is too, is if I walk around with this walk mode on, I'm probably going to go through any exits of the game, because in this mode I walk through everything, so I don't think it's going to trigger me leaving an area. But there's actually one very simple way to test that. If we can navigate our way to the edge. Oh, we can actually go through areas into new areas. So if there was potentially an unused part of the game down here, we would still be able to walk through it. So I'm just going to wander around down here for a little bit, hoping to find that little trigger point that's going to move me into a new area, kind of like the mountain summit. I doubt I'm going to find anything, but for the sake of being thorough. While we're down in the area, let's just wander around a bit. Let's wander down to the ocean and see what's going on down there. Maybe we'll find a sea monster while we're there. I have actually wandered down around the water because before, even without this mod, I did have some limited ability to navigate outside the map. But it was still limited, so I could not see everything. So far, it's just a bunch of sunny blue ocean. I doubt the river's going to have anything exciting, seeing as we can see most of it from either side while we're standing on the shore. And one last area to check, up here. Nope, just more of the same grassy hills. Actually, one area we don't get to see a lot of is up behind Marnie's house. Maybe we can actually get into that back door that Lewis likes to use. And nothing, it appears that door is closed to me. Though we can somewhat freely navigate around in here. If we chop down her trees, these are kind of in the way. Nope, those are permanent fixture. Well, toggle mode back on. Let's see if we can go in these doors. We can interact with the bushes. We cannot interact with the doors. We cannot interact with the water. The cows are invisible cows. We go right through them. Can't chop down the trees. Well, this area seems to yield nothing exciting. I doubt the farm itself is going to have everything. I've explored this pretty thoroughly over the years because I've spent so much time here. So I don't think there's anything to see. There is of course a secret winter door, but I've actually played with that a few times. There doesn't seem to be anything there, and it's not currently winter, as you may or may not be able to tell. Although there is what appears to be Vincent hiding behind a tree. The bus stop area could be interesting. If we follow the road this way, I'm not sure if we stopped walking or if the sound has stopped displaying the footsteps. It just appears that the sound stops because I had to walk an equal distance back, and that took a second. I don't think there's going to be anything that way, but the tunnel. We can go through the tunnel at this point. Actually, can we walk back on? We can just walk back onto the other part of the map. That's interesting. It does register as all the same part. Let's go into the tunnel and see if we can push through it. See what else is hiding out here, if anything. It doesn't appear that there's much. The footsteps do still register though. It actually stops us from moving any further. There's a hard barrier there. Now at this festival, obviously the bridge is broken again, so you wouldn't normally access this side. But is there anything over here? I couldn't access this area before because I could only warp to the wizard. The wizard is in a normal area. We just have the statue over here today. Normally, I believe it's on the other side. If that's the most exciting thing that's here, well, it's still pretty exciting because it is the luau after all. That's just the border of the map, so it wants me to leave. We'll take a full perimeter check just to be sure. Nothing of a note here. Let's skip ahead to the next festival. I'm actually really excited for this festival because even if we don't really find anything exciting outside of the map, I'm going to be able to stomp on a few of those rare jellyfish. And who wouldn't want an opportunity to do that? Wait, why does he get to go to the festival before it's set up? That's not fair. We're still going to wander around, see if we can stomp on some jellyfish and stuff. Thought it was well hidden, blah blah blah. Okay, well, that honestly mostly just has me questioning his wizardly abilities. I don't know if I have freedom to move once the festival starts, but let's explore that option. Because other than that, I don't think there's a lot to see out on the water aside from myself. We're launching the boats. Oh, alright, and I do have freedom. Cool. Well, let's go see what the wizard's doing. Nope, never mind. It doesn't scroll anywhere. That's funny, I can move. I'm like crab walking everywhere. I'm not moving, but I'm moving, if you know what I mean. Now let's see if we can step on these. Rare jellyfish? I want to turn these into jelly and eat it. No, it doesn't seem we can do much with them. We can hover over them, but I don't think there's going to be anything interesting to see here. Alright, moving on to the next exhibit. I like with the time skipper mod, you can literally just skip right out of an event. I really need a time skipper for real life. So what do we got to find in fall? We have two festivals, the Stardew Valley Fair and Spirit's Eve. Spirit's Eve is something I want to look at because apparently there are skeletons in cages. That much we know, but apparently if you hover over one of them, they seem to have some dialogue, but you can't normally touch them to see what they say. So today we're finally going to get to see what the skeleton says. But that's going to be at the end of fall. For now we got a few more areas to explore. Starting with the bathhouse area. Now what's interesting about this is all this area up here just north of it was at one point actually implemented in an early version of the game. You could follow the path all the way up, presumably, to this point, and you could actually reach the mountain summit, which currently looks something like this. It's just a bunch of jarbled mess. Now I did want to come up here to see if there's anything beyond. I didn't think so, but it's worth taking a look. You do get kind of a nice view of the mountains though. I just wanted to see if there's anything hiding out of frame. So that would actually make it easier to know roughly where it is. I've never seen a bird appear, so that's new. It just disappears. I believe this is a jumbled mess of Leah's cabin. At one point it obviously was something completely different. There's a few mods that implement this area, but currently it is nothing. While we're in the neighborhood, let's check the area known as the mountain. That's the area around the carpenter shop, the quarry, etc. There's always this fun little canyon that I never really got to take a really close look at. It is a bit of a different texture, but I think that's the only thing exciting about it. Moving around the quarry, not seeing much of anything. Remember the quarry? Did you know you can turn it into gems and ore over many years? This would make it a little easier to catch the high quality fish out by the log, especially the legend fish, but you can catch it from shore anyway, so that's not really a big deal. This area up here above Joji Mart has always been kind of interesting to me. I feel like this was going to be used for something at some point, but this was never implemented. The debris on this side is kind of running wild. It's overtaking everything. Now this does take a long time to happen because I think I'm on year 171 on this file. So if you're wondering why there's so much debris, that's why. I haven't cleared it out, but that's no problem. I didn't really expect there to be a lot of things. It was mostly at the festivals. I feel like the weird things happen at festivals outside the map, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to skip to the next festival and see what we can find. Which happens on the 16th, the Stardew Valley Fair, and I've had lots of fun with this one. Because I thought it would be fun to mess with the time, we're doing the Stardew Valley Fair a little bit in the dark. Now normally for this festival, you're kind of limited on where you can go. They have the barricades set up everywhere. So we're just going to go ahead and walk right through those to see if there's anything strange going on beyond the edge of town. Maybe that's why they have these festivals, so they can do weird things on the outskirts. I know the wizard himself is currently in the festival on this one, so he's not going to be standing anywhere weird. I just realized for the Halloween festival, they have to like have a tunnel going through the mountains up here that aren't normally accessible. Anyways, is there anything strange out here? So far, there is not. Beside the Joja Mart was where the wizard was standing before at the other festival, but he's not here and there's nothing out of place. Again, this area is normally inaccessible during the festival. The beach is out of bounds. Alright, well, let's go ahead and skip it to the Halloween event. Now we can talk to the skeleton finally. These two are the gentlemen in question. You see how they have a dialogue box, but we can't reach them. Well, now we can. We finally get down to the question. What does the skeleton say? Hi. Hi? Is that it? There's a legendary skeleton dialogue. They say hi. But that is something. And I feel like I should now have the option to marry both of these. Do they show up in the social menu by any chance? That would be really funny if they did. Skeleton 1 and Skeleton 2? Nope. They do not. Is no one else concerned that I'm stuck in a cage with the magical skeletons? Let's go wander around outside of the hedge maze to see what's lurking out here. I know the wizard and Linus are up top. We've already talked to them. We'll maybe see what they have to say today, just in the off chance they have something new. Other than that, I'm not really expecting much to be hiding out here. Over here, there's a minecart and stuff missing. Normally there's a bunch of stuff beside Clint's shop. There is something puffing smoke here. I think that's part of the minecart. It's just rendering in weird because normally I'm not supposed to be here. Well, this is interesting. The hat merchant house is over here, next to what appears to be waterfalls. Seems pretty odd that this would be over here, but maybe not that surprising. I'm not really sure how game coding works, so maybe they just had to fill it here with something. I don't know. It's probably not that significant, to be honest. If someone knows different, do let me know in the comments below. Here's the edge of the hedge maze we can normally get in and around. Tunnels included. Well, I guess this out-of-place house is the only thing really significant left to see here, aside from the skeleton dialogue. But while we're here, let's try and go to the beach again. We're not allowed to go to Clint's. And are we allowed to enter the museum? We'll be like the last guy and steal all this stuff. Just like in real life, I'm not allowed at the beach. All the way into winter already, so really quickly, let's take a look at that secret winter door that's hiding right here. And of course, nothing. I've played with this a million times before. Just a cool little Easter egg, a door to nowhere. Now, one thing I did notice at the Halloween festival is that Pierre's store has that upstairs door in it. Pierre's store doesn't have it upstairs. This probably is nothing, but at least now I can kind of get up close to it. I just phase through everything. Well, clearly that's not meant to be interacted with. But let's see if this actually works. Let's cross. So we're standing firmly on the ground. Take walk mode off, and I'm not allowed to move. Let's try it right here. Still not allowed to move. Okay, I don't think this is going to work. Nope, clearly there's nothing over here unless it's the flower dance. Again, I don't think the wizard is present here, but he's nowhere to be found at all. But we're going to go explore outside the boundaries to see what is lurking out there. Anything beyond the graveyard here is out of bounds. Mayor Lewis's house looks normal. I wonder what's going on with the Joja Mart now, though. Is it the Hat Mouse thing again, or is it something new entirely? Clint's shop is still having some issues, but it's not too bad. Here's the gap where normally the minecart goes. Clearly there's nothing there. Joja Mart is not bad. It's close to what it's supposed to be, but still a little bit odd. Nothing going on up here. This all looks mostly normal. There's a few oddities about it, but not surprising, being that this is out of bounds. You're not supposed to access it anyways. Well, there didn't seem to be anything out there. Let's see if we can make the festival happen, and then we'll see if anything changes after that. Like I said, anytime there's a cutscene, characters do change, things show up. I just need to actually figure out who I'm supposed to give a gift to. I wasn't going to go through 80 years of mail, so yeah. Okay, that wasn't too painful. It's Robin. Robin gets coal because it's literally the only thing I have. Cutscene over. Did anything change? Let's take a walk. Can we go to the beach? Still can't go to the beach. We can never go to the beach during a festival. That's confirmed. It just does not let you access that area. Moving over to Clint's shop. Still nothing. The wizard is not here. If anything, I figured he'd be standing here like he does at the egg festival. It doesn't appear until the egg hunt actually starts, which is odd. Clearly intentional, though. Never really noticed the star decorations before. One being here that's actually fenced off, and one up there on Pierre's store. Is that significant? Probably not, but I noticed it. Alright, well that was interesting. I've always wanted to do that, really explore the outside of the map to see exactly what's hiding out there. I'm sure there probably are a few little things, but clearly nothing major. Turns out the wizard was the most exciting thing to find outside of the map. But if I did miss any areas or any festival areas, anything like that, do let me know in the comments below and I'll do a follow-up. Other than that, hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.